This topic cracks me up because I've always found the narcissist's arrogance to be dumbfoundingly excessive. Dumbfoundingly excessive. Their arrogance definitely makes them think that it's never over with you, that they could always get back in, that they could always do something to lure you back in, okay? That's why they hoover you, right? That's why they hoover you. Even though they don't exhibit follow through on the desperate promises made during the hoover, they just want to see if they can get you back. Should they decide that's what they need at the time. And their arrogance dictates that they will get you back. Do you understand that? I want you all to know, especially those of you that are in the thick of it. A lot of you in my audience are healed, healing, and we're all warriors. Anyone that's dealt with this, warrior, right? We've had some people in the audience go through this for 40 years. We've had some people go through it for 6 months. Either way, it's a devastating blow when you meet someone like this and they drag you through this business. I want you to understand, again, especially if you're in the thick of it right now, you just broke up, they're trying to get you back, you're in the middle of a back and forth. They think in their brain that you will come back, that they can get you back. Their arrogance, it dictates that they never think it's quite over. That's why they keep us all on the bench for as long as they can as bench warmers to call us into the game should they need us. Now, in order to make their arrogance deflate and them having the knowledge of the possibility that it's not over, you have to really squash them, like I told you I did. I've mentioned that in many videos. You have to absolutely kill it. There's lots of ways you can do that. Like I said, look it up. But you have to kill it, whether it's a finality in your tone or a no contact or not bending on don't laugh at their jokes, don't entertain. There's a lot of things, okay? But honestly, until you really shut the door that they know, like, never to come near you because you will not respond positively, their arrogance will continue to make them think that they can get back with you. The narcissist I dated before I started this channel several years ago was calling me every single month. He was completely with somebody else, calling me every single month. And then he moved away and he continued to call. Finally, I called her. Oh, yeah. Made that video. Look it up a couple years ago. Because I didn't think it was proper. But that's how I nailed the coffin shut. Until you do an action that nails it shut, which they don't recommend that, by the way, so I'm not doing that. Because the powers that be, the experts, they don't recommend you engage, argue, confront. No. But until I did that, if I hadn't, he would still be calling me every month. Because his arrogance made him think that, oh, Renee will always answer. She'll always invite me in for coffee. I'll make her think there's a possibility that we're going to go forward and be together and that this girlfriend means nothing. As long as I do that, his arrogance taught him that he could reignite this. I had to deflate that and let him know, no, you're not welcome here. I'll never see you again. I'm not coming to see you. You're not welcome here. Don't call me. There was a lot I had to do, but I'm telling you, once you see this truth about them and accept it, you'll find it impossible to return because you don't want to feed their arrogance. It's arrogance that makes them continue to reach out to you. Not they love you, they miss you, they learned a lesson. Now, if it's a healthy person and you broke up, all of those things can be true. Of course, we're not talking about a healthy person when we talk on this channel. We're talking about a disordered, dysfunctional, narcissistic person, right? And any hope at all for them and for you, it'll keep you going back and it'll keep them coming back. And you're waiting for the better in them. You're waiting for the change they're promising you. You're hoping that they meant it this time. And their arrogance is making them think they still have a shot. And I brought this up over the summer. I watched White Lotus. And again, I bring up Michael Imperioli's character with his wife. They don't show his wife. But he's delusional. I love me some Michael Imperioli, don't get me wrong. And he plays the character, of course. You know what I mean? But at the end, he's buying her a gift. Obviously, from what we see, he had cheated on her. And on the phone, she's like, leave me alone, get away, da, ba, 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 ba. With all of her saying that to him, the end of, he's buying her a gift because he thinks he's going to return home, give her this gift, and claim he's a changed man, that he's evolved. Meanwhile, he misbehaved the whole vacation. So like I told you, time and action. Well, the action that he showed, even though we, the audience, see it, not his wife, but the action showed he hasn't evolved at all. But his words to her and the gift he's going to hand her is, oh, I've learned my lesson. And he feels, I'm sure, completely confident that he's going to continue to have her in his life. Completely not hearing what she clearly stated to him on the phone. He ignores how serious it all is. And I think they all do that because it's arrogance. They have a certain kind of arrogance, you guys. It is above and beyond anybody else's. They don't think they did anything wrong. If they do regard it as wrong, like as far as like, okay, this is against the norm. My friends don't do this. I'm cheating on my wife. They'll convince themselves they're entitled to do it. They'll convince themselves like his father did in The White Lotus. She didn't know. She was happy. And he tells his father, no, mommy was in hell. I think he says that. She was miserable, Dad. So like father, like son, he's doing the same to his wife. It's arrogance, and it's disgusting. I don't like arrogance at all. Now, if there's a certain amount of arrogance, but it's really confidence that makes you good in a sport or good, you know, then that's different. But that's not arrogance. That's confidence and competition and healthy things, right? But that arrogance, you guys, that is what they're feeling and thinking when they're hoovering you, when they're love bombing you. They're like, I'm going to land her. I'm going to land this one. When they're hoovering you, pardon me, I'm going to get her back. I'm going to get this one back. And it doesn't end. Their arrogance goes on in perpetuity. And they will continue to convince themselves that if you didn't go back to them, or if you didn't, then their story is, well, she's crazy. Oh, she's a psycho. Oh, she's this, she's that. Meanwhile, they mistreated the person. But because they can't handle that the door was shut on them and they're no longer welcome, their arrogance makes them invent a story as to why you're no longer in their life. They would never say, honestly, well, I was mean to her. I was rotten to her. I'm surprised she talked to me for as long as she did. That's what they would say if they were honest. But their arrogance makes them think it is never over. And unless you squash the possibility that it will continue, they will go on thinking they can get you back. I just thought I'd mention this, you guys. It's something to beware and watch for, okay? Okay. Keep yourself safe.